Could it have been fraud? Maybe. Worth checking out. No? So what's going on in Georgia? Remember that video I showed you yesterday about the expert witness at the Georgia Senate hearing? The expert witness saying, hey, fellas, I kind of hacked into this voting location for the Georgia Senate runoff going on now, saying that they had connectivity to it, and also saying these things aren't even supposed to be accessible to the internet, you know, polling locations and polling pads and stuff like that. Kind of a big deal. The guy was under oath, so we'll assume he was telling the truth or trying to tell the truth or whatever. So that was kind of a big deal. That video went nuclear on Bongino Report yesterday. We played it on the show. So now we're finally getting, hopefully, a little bit of progress. Listen, is this going to turn out well for us? I don't know. I'm not in the predictions business anymore. Predictions have all gone down the tubes. Who could have predicted what happened in 2020? But check this story out in John Solomon's site, Just the News, which is terrific. It'll be available in my show notes, also known as a newsletter, bongino.com/newsletter. Pennsylvania lawmakers appeal to McConnell. Georgia court sets hearing in latest election challenges. Frenzied actions pile up as January 6th deadline for congressional certification approaches. So what's going on down in Georgia? Well, remember that other video we had in Fulton County at the State Farm Arena? It's been going everywhere. They're running commercials on it at TV. Remember where they took the ballots out from under the table after Remember vote count observers, they left for the night? Yeah. Listen, there's no dispute that the election observers left. The reason they left, again, to give both sides of a story, which we do fairly and the media doesn't, the reasons they left is up for grabs. The state of Georgia is saying we didn't order them to leave. The vote observers were saying, well, we're not so sure. We thought they told us they were done for the night. So there's this video out there. These ballots come out after election observers leave, and they start getting counted. That happened in Fulton County. That was in State Farm Arena. That's important. Why? The screenshot from this piece, you'll see why now. It says, to the south, momentum was building among Trump supporters in Georgia after the GOP-controlled state Senate Judiciary Committee approved an audit of voting machines in Fulton County, the home to Atlanta. That's where this whole State Farm Arena, ballots from under the table, after observers left thing happened. And they held a hearing where one expert claimed he could access voting machines that were not supposed to be connected to the internet. Folks, I would love to see an audit of these Fulton County machines. Listen, if nothing happened, I've said this repeatedly, and I will say it again, and I will go to my grave with this. Obviously, I don't want voter fraud to have happened. Everybody wants an honest result. I've run for office. If you lose, you want to lose fair and square. You don't want to lose and be cheated. If you win, you want to win fair and square. No one wants to be known as a guy who won by cheating. Again, it's not virtue signaling, it's just common sense. If the Fulton County machines in State Farm Arena and elsewhere are audited and everything comes back A-OK, or there is some fraud detected, but it's not enough to overturn the result, I'm not happy with the result, but that's fine. But I don't understand, if you're interested in transparency, what the problem with an audit would be and why it took this long. It's unbelievable. I actually had to check the date. Last night was New Year's. How stupid is that? I actually had to check the date. For a moment, I forgot. It's January 1st. Right. We are recording. This is not our show we recorded yesterday. We produced the show today. This is a show. It is, well, you're not supposed to say the time because we're on terrestrial. It's whatever time you're listening to it on terrestrial radio. But it is January 1st. What took so long? An audit trail should not have been a big deal. If those State Farm ballots that were counted after election observers left were all legitimate, there were no recounts, there were no problems with the vote, fine. But I don't understand what the problem with an audit would be. Why would you want people to not have faith in the results of an election? So that's some good news, some semi-good news. We'll see what happens. Second, from the Just the News piece. Sorry, folks. The Superior Court in Fulton scheduled a hearing Monday and accepted an emergency petition from a group of Georgian voters called Voter Georgia, demanding a forensic inspection of November mail-in ballots. Sorry, the chemo stuff's driving me a little crazy today. We've just received notice that we will be granted, thanks, man, a hearing Monday, January 4th at 11 a.m. in our emergency petition to visually inspect and forensically examine all Fulton County mail-in ballots, Garland Favorito, one of the petitioners, told the Epic Times. This includes those processed at State Farm Arena and those that auditors detected as potentially fraudulent. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Monday, January 4th, a hearing, what the Hades took so long. If you have nothing to hide with this and you want people to have faith that there was a free and fair and an election built around integrity and an actual loss or a win, then you don't hide an audit trail and you don't avoid an audit trail. So now we're supposed to have an audit and we're supposed to have a hearing January 4th. We'll see how that turns out. I'd still like to get an answer on that video that the so-called fact checkers have tried to debunk and yet haven't actually debunked anything in the video. Nobody questions the authenticity of it. Nobody questions the observers left. Nobody questions the ballots came out from under the table. Were they legitimate ballots? They could have been. Of course they could have been. Could it have been fraud? Maybe. Worth checking out. No?
You just heard Dan Bongino.